Hello guys, let me introduce myself. I'm Stevany Cristin from class 3D. I think the topic of discussion this time is quite sensitive and maybe can trigger many pros and cons. So I would like to apologize at the beginning if there are words that can be accepted by all of you. Before I start, I will ask a simple question for all of you. So have you ever thought, what if gender inequality continue to occur in Indonesia and become a tradition where people think that this is normal? So what can we do to fight for gender inequality problems, especially in Indonesia? The topic I will talk about comes from several reliable sources and I combine it become one in this speech. I will put it in the description box. So please pay attention to the speech I brought today to invite all of you to fight for gender equality. After several times I'm mentioning about gender equality, maybe some of you wonder, what is it, or is that important for us to know about gender equality? So gender equality requires equal enjoyment by women and men of socially valued goods, opportunities, resources, and so on. Where gender inequality exists, generally women are excluded or disadvantaged in the relation of decision making and access to economic and social resources. Gender equality does not mean that men and women become the same, but it's only the access to opportunities and life changes are neither dependent on nor constrained by their sex. I will mention a little about gender equality problems, especially in Indonesia. So in Indonesia, there are legal barriers in some key areas, also coupled with a patriarchal culture and religious conservatism that continue to prevent girls and women from fulfilling their rights. Discriminations against women and legislation to protect women against sexual harassment and domestic violence is weak and even goes unenforced. This is a serious problem, and I think that we as a human beings can always be turn blind eyes to a problem that has existed for a long time and even become a tradition from some people out there. Therefore, I feel it is important for us to be aware of these equality problems. Also, as a young generation, all these things can we do starting from ourselves. I think if we can start doing this good thing first, the people around us will be definitely support and also contribute to implementing this gender inequality. So what can we get if gender equality can be achieved and applied by all people around the world? Equal rights between men and women, of course. Gender equality helps prevent violence against women and girls and makes our communities safer and healthier. It is a human right and it is good for the economy. Women can become a leader in a company or even in the government. Indonesian women don't need to be afraid anymore to be matched by their parents because of the traditional purposes, and there will no more early marriage in Indonesia. Also, we can get the proper sex education for all of us, and there are still many more that the positive impacts that we can feel if gender equality is implemented, especially in Indonesian people itself. So in fact, by supporting and fighting for gender equality, people who are the victims of this injustice or problems that can get the strength to speak up for and fight for their rights that they should have as a human beings. There are so many things that we can do to supporting gender equality. The first one is to be aware of gender stereotypes. Gender stereotypes affect men and women in every sphere of life and also are huge obstacles to gender equality. Recognize such stereotypes and avoid them. Do not make a comment that ridicule, demean, or humiliate women, black people, members of LGBT community, or any other historically marginalized groups. Don't keep quiet if you hear such comment. Talk to them properly and tell them to stop with the racist insults, because they'll never know how people that being insulted will be reacting. The second one is by promoting and share the cause and also how to prevent gender inequality problem on social media. Use your social networking profiles to promote, sharing, posting, and acknowledge the benefit of gender equality. In nowadays, there are so many forums on social media that are moving together in voicing their voices in gender equality. We can start to follow and even participating in these forums. I think it is really good for us to start doing this kind of simple things. And the last one is stand up against rape and even gender-based violence. Sexual harassment is a violation of women's human rights. Whenever you see or become aware of such instance, whether in the workplace, street, home, or even online space, raise your voice against it. Roughly, 1 in 3 women has experienced some form of abuse. So I will make short of my speech today. So gender equality is when people of all gender have equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. The things that you need to know is everyone is affected by gender inequality. Women, men, trans, and gender diverse people, children, and family. It impacts of all people all ages and backgrounds. With gender equality prevent violence against women and girls. Societies that value women and men are equal and healthier. Gender equality is a human right. The world would be beautiful if we could accept and respect each other. If we want our rights to be respected by others, we must also be able to respect differences from others. So that's all about how the way I fight for gender equality. Hope you guys learned something. I also hope that you can fight for the rights of the people around you, especially about the gender equality problem. Thank you for attention. Bye.